Hi everyone, it's me, Rocky, and welcome back to my series, Drawing with Rocky. Today, we are going to be doing another episode. Today, I'm showing you how to draw one of my favorite things ever, the Schuyler Sisters from Hamilton. So let's get into it. Okay, so I am going to show you how to do what we're doing. So, things you are going to need are a pencil, a pencil, some colored markers or crayons, any utensil you want, and a water bottle lid or anything else that is round, because you're going to be needing to draw circles. So I actually have these breath mints that we're going to be using because it's a circle. So that's what you're going to need. So what we need to start off doing is taking your whatever circular thing you're going to use and your pencil. So and you also obviously need a paper. So how we're going to start off doing this is take your mint or whatever circular thing you're using, and you're going to be drawing 3 circles. So start with your circular thing, and put it on the left side of your paper. And trace it out. Make sure you're using a pencil because you're going to have to do some erasing in the process. Okay, that's not the best circle, so I'm going to redo it real quick because the pencil then broke. Okay, everyone, so I had to, redo 4 times, and I actually ended up using this because it was sturdy and this thing, made a bump on it because there was a bump on it. So, I did that, and you actually just do 3 circles. So, just do them like this, or, you can do it from scratch if you're good at drawing circles. I'm not good at drawing circles. Or you could do it my way. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is make their dresses. So the first one is Angelica. So what you're gonna do with her is you're gonna start by making her neck. And how you're gonna do that, just go down, make it kind of wide, and make a little thing. And now you're going to do, hold on. Okay, so as I was saying, for her, so that's how her neck should look like. It's the middle one, the circle in the middle. And you're going to go down and do a square to meet her neck, like that. It's kind of good, it looks like a mannequin right now. But then you're going to make her one of her arms. So just make an arm like that. And then for the top, go down and up. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm going to add some revisions to it, but it's like that. So it's sort of so it's like that. I'm going to erase this part to make it a little bit better, but just start off with that. Okay, and so now you're going to do her skirt. So just do the left corner of where her top meets and go down. Just make a nice poofiness, and then go back up to the right side and meet it there. I might add some revisions later, but it should look like that. And now for the top of her, dress has a little fluffy thing. So go to the left corner where you drew the square for her neck, and do the same design that you did for where her skirt meets her top. So make that same design hold on, I'm gonna redo that mine real quick. And now we're going to do her hands. Sorry, that's been going on. So just make some hands. So you can flip your paper upside down. And I'll show you when it's done. Like that. And do it with the other one. I'm usually not best at doing the other one, but that should be like that. And if you wanted to, you can add some little shoes. They're high heels. I do high heels like this. Just like that. You could add some wrinkles at the bottom of her skirt, but I don't really know how to do them. And so that is Angelica's dress. So now we're going to do Eliza's dress. So for hers, it's very similar, just different details. And so for her, just do your neck again. And this is the left one, the one that's on the left of Angelica. So do the same square neck like Angelica's. And for her, I'm just looking at a picture. But for her, start with the sleeves again, but make them short because she has shorter sleeves. And then go down and make the same pattern you did for Angelica. Hold on, I'm gonna redo that real quick. Okay, so I did her top and skirt the same way. I just did her skirt a little thinner and less poofy than Angelica's. I don't know why. And like I said, make her sleeves, her arms shorter than Angelica's. And for her top, so start at the left corner of the little thing where they meet and make a diagonal line up. And fill in the box. So it should look like that. And then on the right side of where you've just made those, starting from the top, make some circles. But only on the right side. Like that. And then do her hands. Actually, no. Yes, do her hands. And then like make some little ruffles. And then do her hands. Okay, now you're gonna hear the TV. Sorry about that. Okay, my hand looks really bad. I'm gonna redo it off camera. Okay, so I redid her hands and her skirt to make it a little poofier. So that should look like that. And I think if you wanted to, you could do some ruffles at the top, like we did on Angelica's. So I'll just do that, like that. So that's her dress. And now we're gonna do Peggy's dress, and then we'll do their faces and hair. So, and I'll add some shoes. Okay, so for Peggy's dress, hers is a little bit different. So just start with the neck and the same square ending to it. Hold on, I just gotta look at a picture. Okay, so hers is sort of the same. So just start with that. So just do her sleeves. Actually, I'm going to redo that because they should be the same length as Eliza's. Okay, so I just did her dress the same exact way I did Eliza's, but not with like the buttons and stuff. So I just started like that. And now what you need to do is do some buttons right down her top. Nice big buttons. We'll just draw some circles. And then under her, like, it's like supposed to be under her top, right where it meets. You need to draw like some little flaps that are over her top. So I'll show you when I'm done. Okay. So it's supposed to be little like flaps under her dress. That's how mine turned out, and that's how you could do yours. And then you can just do some hands with just some ruffles off her sleeve, and then do some hands. It's very similar to Eliza's dress, but not like really the design is that similar. Like they all have different designs, and you could just, before you add designs, just draw the dresses exactly how you draw Angelica's. They all have the same like way, but design, but different like patterns. So that's Peggy's, and I don't think she has ruffles at the top. No, she does not have ruffles at the top. And another thing you could do is add some extra ruffled layers under the skirt. I'll show you. I'll do that. Like some extra little ruffles under them, and that's optional. So I'll do that. And then some shoes. Right, we're not showing what this like. Okay, and so now that you're done with that, the next thing to do is their faces and hair. And another thing you could do on Angelica and Eliza's dress is do some ruffles like on the sides of their shoulders. Here, I'll show you one in a second. Like that, if you wanted to. Not on Peggy's though. Like on the sides of their shoulders. Okay, now let's do their faces and hair. And you could also add jewelry if you want to, but I think I'm going to do that last. Alright, so we're going to start with Angelica's hair. So hers is just curly. So for that, just start with some curls at the... Okay, actually we're going to do her face first. So for Angelica's face, I'm going to start with eyes. So how I usually do eyes is I just start by drawing a nice long oval, but the bottom of it only, like that, and then do the top. I'm not the best at drawing eyes. I draw eyes differently, but on people I usually, or the Schuyler Sisters, I usually do it like that. So I just start with that, and then draw down, like start at the top of the oval you just made and go down to the bottom, like that. Or I mean, you could draw eyes in any way you want to, and then do another one inside the one you just made and leave some room, and then so it should look like that, and then do a little reflection circle at the top and one at the bottom, and then repeat it on the other eye, like the way you just did. Okay, so just like that, and then some eyelashes. Okay, so there are Angelica's eyes, and now her eyebrows. So it's always good to do eyes first, because then you can know where to put the eyebrows. You could do like one up, because that's how I'm going to do it. And then I might revise that in a minute, but then do her nose, just like that. You can really do her face any way you want, but this is just my method. And then one big smile. I'm going to revise that. And then I give usually some cheeks or like blush under her eyes, like little zigzags, like that. Okay, I'm going to revise a few things real quick, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I just did some revisions, and now you can just do the exact same faces on the other sisters. I might give teeth for Peggy, but you can do it any way you want. Okay, so I did their faces. I was gonna give Peggy teeth, but I made it look ridiculous, so that's how they turned out. I know that for your view, Peggy is on the left side and Angelica's Eliza's on the right side, but it's supposed to be vice versa. Okay, So now we're going to do their hair, and that will be the last part apart from shading it in. If you want to, you don't have to color it in, but I think I'm going to. Okay, so for Angelica's hair, it's curly. So just start by doing some curls like this at the top of her head. Just start with that, and you can work your way down. What the heck? I think oh, that's just the oven going off. Really sorry about that, guys. Okay, so just go down and make multiple layers. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. Alright, so just do multiple layers on both sides. I'll show you when I'm done. And I'm going to do some editing real quick. Okay, everyone, so for Peggy's hair, what we're gonna do with her, so I've finished Angelica's. I'm actually gonna do Liza's next. No, I'm gonna do Peggy's. Okay, so for Peggy, do the same thing you did with Angelica. Just start with some curly hair at the top. Only at the top, though. Like that. And then go about on the left side of her head, a little up toward it, though. And hold on, I'm going to redo that. Okay, so just start. Make like a straight little layer line. Nice thick, like that. And then draw some lines between that where you just made it. And make a curly ponytail. Like that. And now you're going to fill it in with curls. So just like do curls in the lines where you just made that ponytail. Show you when I'm done. Like Angelica's curls in a ponytail. And you can actually have them outside the lines if you want to. And then when you're done, if there's some in between, just erase it. And it should look a little bit like that. And now we're going to do Eliza's hair. So hers isn't curly, it's straight. So for that, what you're gonna do is just start at the right top of her head. Just make some lines on the top of her head and then a little bit on her face. Just start with that. And like, so what you should do is draw an ear. Actually, first draw an ear on the side. Just start with the right one. And don't get behind that ear. So, just, okay, you know what, never mind on the ear. That's just, in the right side, it's behind her ears. Her hair's behind her ears, but I don't care about that. Okay, so just go down, and you can have light curls, I guess. It's not really supposed to. You can make it any way you want. So, and then do the same thing on the left. And then have that connect. I made it a little curly. And then just add whatever much hair you want. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, everyone. So I finished drawing Eliza's hair. And it's turned out okay. But the last thing to do is to color their outfits and hair in. So I'm using colored pencils. You can use any one you want. But the colors, we're going to start with Peggy. I don't know why. But the colors you will need for her are yellow for her dress, a light tannish brown for her skin, and a blackish brown for her hair. And you can use the same brown for her eye. So we're gonna start with her skin. So the color I'm using is light brown, so it's this. And I'm just going to fill in her skin kind of lightly and also do her hands and her neck. I'm gonna do that off camera, so I'll be right back. Okay, I did her skin, neck, so I did her skin and her hands, and I also did her eyes, but they're a little too light, so I'll fill them in later. But now I'm going to do her dress all yellow. Okay, so I finished doing her dress yellow, like that. And now I'm gonna do her eyes. So I already did them in a light brown, but I want them to be a little bit darker. And for that, I'm actually gonna use a dark brown crayon because that'll give it a nice texture because it's not as dark as I wanted it to be. Okay, that's better. So I just did a light brown colored pencil and then going over it in a dark brown crayon. It sort of changed it. I might go black over it in black. And so, speaking of black, you're gonna need some kind of black pencil. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go sharpen this pencil real quick. Okay, so you need to take your black pencil or whatever you're using, and you're gonna fill in her eyes, but not the little circles that we drew in them because those are her reflection. So just color that in black and don't fill in the white don't fill in the little circles we made because those are like the reflection of her on her eyes. So I'm gonna do that on both. Okay, so I did the inside of her eyes and her eyebrows and eyelashes like that. And so now we're going to do her hair. So I think I'm gonna do it in I'm gonna try and find a really dark brown. So let me go do that. Okay, so I actually did it off camera. So what I did is I took a dark brown colored pencil, filled it in, just shaded it on her hair, and then took a black crayon and did that lightly over the brown. And it's a combination of brown and black, and I think it looks nice like that. So another option you could do with Peggy is, and also when you fill it in her dress, you're also supposed to fill in the flaps and buttons. But what I'm saying is I might fill in her lips just for that nice. And by the way, she wears red lipstick, so let me just sharpen the pencil. Okay, and okay, this is gonna take a minute. Hold on. Okay, so I'm just gonna lightly go over the pencil that I did in gray for her lips because I don't want it to be like. I want it to be on it, not over, like on her skin. I want it to, but also I still want it to be visible. Just like that, just up a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. So just do it over her lips, or I mean you can do it like that to give her like those lips, but I'm not gonna do that. So Peggy is done, and her shoes are actually like a light tan, so I'll do her shoes in I wasn't looking for this, I was gonna use that. I'm gonna do them in a tan color, and I'll also do the extra ruffle in that tan. So I'm just gonna do her shoes in that tan and under the little ruffles like that. And Peggy is done. So now we're going to do Angelica. So for her, I'm gonna start with her skin. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the dark brown I used for Peggy's hair because she's a little darker. So I'm just gonna do her skin, neck, and hands. Okay, so I finished her skin and I added some of the lighter brown I used in Peggy's, and I think it looks okay. And so now I'm gonna do her eyes. They're pretty dark, so I'm gonna do them in the dark brown, and I might add a little bit of black over them. Okay, I did her eyes in the dark brown and a little bit of black over it. It looks good. And now I'm going to do her inside with the black and not cover up the things like I did with Peggy. And something I learned for me that makes it easier, before I start shading in the black, what I do is I circle the circles I had made, and then I don't go over them. So I just circled here. I'll show you on the other eye since I already did this eye. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over in black the circle I made for her reflection, like that. And then I'll just make sure not to go over them when I am shading it in, like that. So, oh, and I'm also gonna do her eyelashes in the black, and her eyebrows. Okay, and now I'm gonna do her lips. I think I'm gonna do them in red. They're not actually red, but if I do a pink, it probably won't show. So I'm just gonna do it in red, and they're very similar anyway. Okay, because I want the color of her lips to show a little bit. So there's Angelica, and now we're going to do her dress. So the thing about hers, there's a couple ways to do it. Some people do it pink or orange, or like the actual color is like a orangish pinkish. And I don't really have that, so I think what I'm gonna do is use an orange colored pencil, and then go, actually I'm gonna start with pink, a pink colored pencil, and then go over it in orange. Oh, and also make sure to not fill in the little, this part, that has to stay wet. So I did pink really lightly, and now I'm gonna do orange over it. Okay, so I started with pink, went over in orange, and then it got a little too orange, so I did another layer of pink after that, and it looks really good. I know on the camera it looks more orange, but it's not orange or pink, it's both. So now, and make sure you didn't do that part, keep it light. Okay, so now I'm going to do her hair, because it literally looks gray and it looks like she's old. So hers is definitely more black than brown, so I'm going to do it all black, and then I'll maybe put in a few brown highlights. Okay, so I did her hair black, and I added a little bit of brown. It looks pretty good. So now we're going to move on to Eliza. Now, she is a lot lighter, so I'm going to be using a tan color. And if you don't have tan, you could just maybe use a orange or a light orange and fill in really lightly. So I'm going to do her skin, hands, and neck. Okay, so I did her skin, and I also did her lips, and it was a lot more visible. And so now I'm going to do her eyes. She is a dark brown. I think I'm going to do the same thing I did with Angelica and maybe add some black over it. So I'm just going to do her eyes real quick, and then I'm also going to do the black inside of her pupil. Okay, so I did her hair, and I think it looks perfect. It's a perfect combination of black and brown. And so now I'm going to do her dress. So the color technically is teal, so that's what I'm going to be doing it in. But I also like this color I have. It's more turquoise than teal. Like, this is aqua green and this is turquoise. So I haven't decided yet. I think I might do a little bit of both. But if you don't have either of those or teal, you could just do blue over green, or green over blue, or blue or green. I don't really care which one you do. But I'm going to test these two out, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I did her eyes. I forgot to add the black over her eye. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna leave her eyes dark brown, like this. I like how they turned out. And I did her eyebrows and eyelashes. And so for her hair, it's kind of hard. So Peggy's is black and brown, but it's more brown than black. And Eliza's is brown and black, and they're like both equal. And so I don't really know what to do about that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it like Peggy's. I'm gonna start off with the dark brown and then do black over it. So I'll do that real quick. Okay, so I ended up using the aqua green, and then I did a little bit of the turquoise over that. I didn't really change much, but that's how it turned out. And now I'm going to do her shoes and extra ruffle. And I'm gonna actually try and add some makeup on them. So let's do that. So I'm gonna start with Eliza. I'm just gonna give her some blush. The only thing is, it's hard on Angelica because she's darker. So I recommend using a pink crayon and just do it on the side of her cheeks and pink blush. Okay, that didn't turn out as good, but it actually still looks good with the pink crayon on Angelica. And same for Peggy. And that's all the makeup I'm gonna do. I could do maybe some eyeliner. I'll do that real quick. Okay, so all I did is like I got it on the corner and then did like a little flap. It doesn't look very good, but I can't like go back. So I think I'll add some jewelry. I'm going to give Peggy an ear on the right side because on the other Schuyler Sisters they're not visible, so I'm just not going to add them. But I'm just going to, hold on with the pencil. I'm just going to use my pencil and add a little ear. And it's not going to change anything, but just for extra detail. And fill that in with the tan, and I'll just give her a little earring. I would do that on the other ones, but they're not visible. I'll do her earring in, I guess, yellow. Where did my yellow go? Okay. So I'm just gonna do it in the pencil color because it's like silver. Go down and make a little heart. That's cute. Okay, and I'm actually going to do it on her other side too because it's actually sort of visible, but not really, just for detail. And I might as well do it on the other sisters too, but it's not going to be visible. See, it didn't show, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to give them a necklace. I'm going to each give them a necklace. I know they don't have them, but just do a line. Actually, no necklaces. Okay, well, no necklaces. I mean, you guys can add necklaces if you want to, but we are done. That's how it turned out. But I think I'm going to add a background. I'm going to try and make it look like the stage in the musical. So, that's kind of hard because it's like 3D. I think what I'm going to do is take my dark brown and add a staircase in the background. So I'll show you guys how to do that when I'm done. So I'm just going to... Okay, so how you can draw a staircase behind people is actually really easy. So I just drew a staircase and then had it go behind her hair. And then what I would usually do, that's how I would do it. And then just have it stop at a certain point. And then just shade it in the brown behind her without shading in herself. And it won't blend in like the other ones because she has lighter skin. So I'll just do just like that. So it's very easy to do that. So I just did that, and I might add like a balcony in the back of the stage. There's like a balcony with like rope attached to it. So I'm gonna do that in my pencil just in case I need to erase. So I'm gonna have it be at the very tippy top by their heads. So I'm just gonna draw and like attach lines to their heads like that. And I'm going to do a straight line a little bit above that. Like that. Hold on, I'm gonna look, and then I'll just do this. So like do another line where you just made it. Hold on, I'll show you when I'm done. And I'm leaving little gaps, and you'll see why. So it's just like that. I just made some lines, and now where you made gaps, go down for like detail and like bridges, I guess you could say. It's hard to explain, but it'll make sense once you look at it. So let me they're not exactly even, but it's fine. So just like that. And now I'm going to like make a rope. So like in it they have like rope attached to it. So I'm just gonna make a little circle and then make like a swirl of a rope like that. And now I'm gonna fill in the background in a tan brown. Okay, so I colored in the balcony and added the rope, and it doesn't look that bad. I would want to add some people, but that's kind of hard. So if you know how to do that, you can do that, or like Google how to do it, because I don't have the patience for that. And so I think we are done. I could add a little more detail. I think I'm gonna add a staircase on the other side, on Peggy's side, so I'll do that real quick. Okay, the stairs by Eliza are better, but I did this as like a sorry. And so I think we are done. Another thing you could do is put your signature. I think I'll do that later. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video of art or drawing with Rocky. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. And I will see you on the next episode of Art with Rocky, or Drawing with Rocky. Bye!